O-double-M-U-N-I-T-Y. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and vitamins. It's the simply cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the simply cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir, got devotion to all those who keep on showing up to witness. Fit the tricks and quips and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for Jawjacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave it feeling charged. It's that simply cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's that simply cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
All right, here we go. Let's rock, baby. Good morning. Today is Thursday, June 5th, 2025. This is episode 892 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, as always, Dr. Gerald Auger. And over the next hour, me, you, Augusta Delgado, Mara Levy, Elliot Matisse, probably Phil Stafford getting up early on the left coast, Assman Gould bringing a smile to my face because it's so funny, Marcus Kyler and the Yeet crew. Guys, we got the mod team in chat. We got squad members in chat. Everybody is rocking and rolling. We will do bingo tomorrow. We do not have the Discord AMA tomorrow. It is First Friday. Community events abound, but I do have a noon to 5 p.m. appointment tomorrow, which impacts the AMA. But we'll talk more about that. It is Thursday, everybody, which means only one thing. You and I know it. It's going to be What's Your Meme Thursday. Stay tuned for that at the bottom of the hour as Dan Reardon tickles our delight with a custom homegrown meme. I am very happy with this week's. Again, I don't censor. And I invite you to guess what the meme is. Elliot Matisse is always pretty good about guessing that. Guys, over the next hour, we're going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day with the pure intent of educating you on what is current in our industry, dabbing that in a little bit of threat intelligence, and then my goal is to go beyond the headline and distill out the essence of opportunity to learn additional value and insights, basically built on top of the 20 plus years of industry experience I have, in order for you, to be able to apply it, tactically or strategically at your work, and most importantly, for you to be the CEO of you and level up. So whether you're going to destroy a job interview with a mind melt, or you're going to pivot really quickly on how you need to be thinking about what controls are important, or what industry you might want to go work in, or hell, what industry is laying people off and you want to avoid it, like it's Chernobyl. 1984, was it? When was Chernobyl? Was Chernobyl 80, 84? Either way, the HBO series was great. Guys, I want you to know I do not research or prep for any of the show stories.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I ain't got time for that. I barely got time for a hot cup of coffee, although shout out to Mrs. Auger. I got my Father's Day gift early because I accidentally got the mail and got a bit of an upgrade to the old coffee situation this morning. I'll tell you guys about that at the end of the show if you want to hear it. But I'm having a hot cup of coffee that's including some of my new Father's Day action, so I'm super, super pumped about that. 88, thank you, S-Man Ghoul. Phil Stafford says 84, 86. All right. Google shall tell us. Guys, I want to say shout out and thank you to all of you, and thank you to the show sponsors like Barricade Cyber, Antisyphon, Threatlocker, and Delete Me. Guys, couple things. One, let me tell you about Antisyphon training. I've been telling you guys about this all week. You have 10 days left. Do not sleep on this. If you have not spoken at a cybersecurity conference before, you are missing out on a massive opportunity to network and establish a personal brand. And you might be like, I don't need to establish a personal brand. I ain't got time for personal brand. Guess what? It doesn't matter. There's a sea of people who are trying to work in this industry. By speaking at conferences, you are going to be networking. I met Wade Wells because speaking at a conference, both of us, and now we're best. Like he's got a show on this channel. We talk often. Like this is the power. Don't think of it as a transactional element of I'm going to speak and then that's it. It is a building block in a wall that will become your defensive mainstay of your career, protecting and growing it. Please consider speaking at a conference. The reason I tell you this is because Blue Team Summit is a friendly to new speakers conference. It's a virtual summit, so you don't have to travel. The talks are short, so you don't 20 to 25 minutes, so you don't have, even if you completely panic and just stand there, it's only 20 minutes, right? I've even got a video on the channel on how to give a conference talk, or how to submit for a conference talk. Go watch it. Please give consideration to this. I do want to say shout out, go to antisyphontraining.com and you can find that Blue Team Summit. I do want to give a quick shout out to one community member. I won't name her, but she DM'd me yesterday and said she's been motivated and inspired, and she's going to be signing up for her first conference talk. I am so happy for her. She knows who she is. So great work. Don't sleep on this, guys. Trust me. You will be if you're nervous or you have imposter syndrome, punch it in the throat. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I used to be paralyzed with public speaking, and now look at me. I'm up here spitting. All right, guys. I also want to say shout out and love to Barricade Cyber. You know them with their Fortified 365 solution. Is your Microsoft 365 environment secure? Well, with business email compromise attacks on the rise, your entire operation, the whole thing, could be at risk. Fortified 365 from Barricade Cyber Solutions can absolutely sort you out. Their team of experts implements proven security standards to protect your business from cyber threats and ensure compliance and safeguard data. They've helped tons of businesses, including my own, frankly, strengthen their M365 defenses with tailored solutions that address real-world threats. Do not wait until after a breach to get sorted out. That's the worst time. Visit fortify365.com today to learn how Eric Taylor and the crew at Barricade Cyber can help secure your Microsoft 365 environment. Thank you, Alan Rich G. I did get a haircut. Feeling so fresh and so clean. Little Outcast note. Everybody, if you know, you know. Yeah, guys. Listen. If you run Office 365, they come in and tune it and configure it. The reason it's specialized for your environment, tailored, is because they don't turn off stuff you need. Like, don't run naked into your M365 instance. Okay, guys, I want you to know every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including this one, is worth half a CPE. Roswell UK, send in the CFP to MTV. Every episode's half a CPE, so say what's up in chat like Lara Flores and Kuda Chimera. Hey, Kuda Chimera. Triple D's in here, Code Brew in the Upstate, Alex Castrillo. Just say what's up and then grab a screenshot like Elliot Matisse here. Make sure that you include the day, June 5th. It's in the YouTube video title. Just grab it all. File it away once a year. Count up the screenshots, divide by 2. That's how many screenshots you got. I mean, how many CPs you got. Kayla Surgeon in the community did the math. You can get up to 120 CPs a year. Triple D with the kind words, saying my haircut's looking tidy and fresh. Thank you very much, Triple D. Love it, love it, love it. Oh my God, Faced Oil heaping praise on the beard. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, let me tell you a little bit really quickly, and then I just want to run through these ads so then we can get to the news and stuff. Guys, let me tell you about Delete Me, who I do use, if you didn't know. I know several of you in the community do use it and use the Simply Cyber discount as well. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Delete Me does all the hard work of wiping you and your family's personal information from data broker websites. As someone like myself with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me because I want to choose who has access to my information. Just because I'm a public figure, if you want to call it that, or I go online and stream to the world, does not mean that my personal information, like my phone number, my address, and other things like that, are free reign because of that. So, you know, I have kids and a wife. I have a home. I have dogs. Like, I like to separate work and play. You know what I'm saying? Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. I also want to say shout out. It looks like Delete Me is actually going to be sponsoring one of the podcasts on the channel that hasn't even started yet. Little teaser, Ed Miro. If you know Ed Miro, he's a really, really well-recognized social engineer. If you Google him, his accolades will come up. He's actually coming on to start a show in Q3 called Simply Social Engineering, where you're going to learn all the tricks of the trade. And that's actually going to be sponsored already. Delete Me is like super jazzed up about that. All right, guys, do me a favor. We got the Threatlocker read. And then we're going to get the meme of the week. So the Threatlocker read's about 45 seconds. If you got to run, go get coffee, refills, whatever. I'm going to be texting you in chat, and then we're going to get going. Let's go. I want to give some love to the daily cyber threat brief sponsor, Threatlocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threatlocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threatlocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threatlocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threatlocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Tad, I just had my first sip of this cup of coffee while I was chatting with you during the ad read. Holy Jesus. This will put hair on your tongue. Woo! Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, Manuel B knows what's up. All right, guys, do me a favor. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us like an awesome wave. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll. Eric Taylor's in chat. Good to see you, Eric. Eric's also behind the glass. Nice.
On the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Thursday, June 5th, 2025. I'm Rich Straffolino. Ukraine claims cyber attack on Russian bomber maker. Ukraine's HUR intelligence agency claims it successfully conducted a cyber attack against the Russian state-owned aircraft maker Tupolev, accessing over 4 gigabytes of data with internal communications, meeting notes, and servicing records for strategic bombers. The agency also claimed to have vandalized the company's website, although it remains down at the time of this recording. This comes days after Ukraine launched a drone offensive against Russian air bases, damaging over 40 long-range bombers.
All right, I didn't know that Russia was employing long-range bombers on Ukraine. I hadn't heard about that. But okay. Let's see. This is classic. You know, guys, you got to remember, okay? I personally have been studying this Russian-Ukrainian conflict as an academic over the last couple of years. It is tragic, okay? It is very tragic. There are people dying. There are people being displaced. It's not when I say an academic, I'm not like, you know, some Game of Thrones moving pieces around the board like without any like emotional attachment. But it is interesting. I was always of the mind, I was very firmly in the camp, and I'd love to know where you were, because this is this was like a philosophical position that some people had and some people disagreed with, was that the next global conflict would be, a very cyber-focused one. Very little kinetic warfare, cyber Pearl Harbor, some people said, disable communications, disrupt financial systems, break down agriculture supply chains, and just cause mass strife for, the victim country, and then, march in and just scoop up the remains. And it hasn't been that case. In fact, if anything, cyber, much like it's treated in corporate America as well, is kind of a sidecar to the overall operation and mission. Russia and Ukraine have been, soldiers in the streets, drones, kinetic warfare, munitions being deployed all over the place. And then cyber is used very, I would almost argue, in the beginning of the conflict, it was used in a much more shock and awe way, taking down the internet, and then Starlink came in, disrupting economic systems, like attacking government websites and defacing them. So really just causing more terror in the general population than, a cyber Pearl Harbor. And now it's used very surgically, very, very precision-based, instead of like the key weapon, right? So basically they're not doing a parade down Main Street. You know how like a lot of these superpowers, Soviet bloc superpowers, like China, Russia, North Korea, they'll run a parade down the street with all the soldiers kind of in step, and then they'll have like the missile launchers and stuff like that. You don't see that. They're not marching 486 SX HPs or Gateway computers down the road. They're not celebrating desk jockeys. They're not celebrating nerds in the back as national heroes. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that there's enough data at this point for me to be like, okay, I was wrong. World War III was not a cyber thing. So for this, guys, Russian bomber, long-range bombers, it's just a manufacturing. Think about it, guys. It's just manufacturing. They're manufacturing planes that can drop bombs. It's the same as manufacturing Furbies that go at Christmas time, right? It's just putting parts together, assembling them, and then having a product come out on the other end. That means that those systems can be attacked. Production can be disrupted. Intellectual property and blueprints can be stolen in an espionage capability, or they can be wiped altogether. And if you don't have the backups, guess what? You're not going to be making any long-range bombers anytime soon. So this is a military value target for Ukraine to attack of Russia. Again, I was unaware of any long-range bomber attacks. This isn't 1941 and Germany's bombing the crap out of London. And I think it's been long enough that I can bring that up and not have anyone PTSD on it. But it is what it is. Guys, here's the deal. If you are protecting a sensitive system, whether it's military, national security, or the Coca-Cola secret formula, guess what? GRC, put the controls in place. Make sure you've got great protection controls, and then also limit the impact. All right.
Vishing campaign targets Salesforce. Researchers at Google's threat intelligence group disclosed a recent campaign by the threat group UNC 6040, which demonstrates repeated success in breaching networks by having its operators impersonate IT support personnel in convincing telephone-based social engineering engagements. These vishing attacks attempt to get staff to load a modified version of Salesforce's data loader, usually used for bulk data access on the platform. The attacks use the tool to gain access to Salesforce environments, exfiltrate data, and then pivot to other platforms with the information gathered. In some instances, organizations received extortion attempts months after a breach, indicating a partnership with another party. The researchers found UNC 6040 showed signs that it aligns with the cybercrime collective, the COM.
All right, I haven't heard of the COM before, but I don't know, guys. This is so bizarre to me. I'm feeling nostalgic. Okay, I'm feeling nostalgic for so long. For the last, whatever. by the way, in the world of cybersecurity, so long is like 18 months. For so long, it's been either like military attacks or it's been like cyber criminal syndicates attacking businesses with ransomware and just like nasty business, malware, all sorts of stuff. This to me feels like a throwback to yesteryear, where it's like financially motivated, and almost like a bank robbery kind of thing, where they're not just trying to like smash in and disrupt everything and then charge a ransom. They're using a sophisticated social engineering campaign called voice phishing, or vishing. I hate the term vishing, but voice phishing. And this is basically where there's no computer, technically, and they just call up and they have the threat actors have done enough research in advance or pretexting, or combined with pretexting. Pretexting is where you have a story like I'm not Jerry at Simply Cyber. I'm Eric Taylor at Barricade Cyber, and I'm going to call Microsoft and have them reset my global admin account, or I'm going to call CrowdStrike and have them reset my admin account or whatever. And just using the phone, I have enough information to be able to trick and engineer the individual on the other line to do the things I want. Social engineering is how the friggin' Scattered Spider or Lapsus group, the one who attacked, it's been a minute, the one who attacked the MGM resorts in Vegas last 2 years ago, they used voice phishing or vishing. Now they're attacking Salesforce. Dude, if you haven't seen Salesforce in a minute, Salesforce annual sales, I always use annual revenue as like a metric to show how strong or weak a company is. Salesforce made $38 billion in 2024. Scattered Spider, thank you. $38 billion. You can't even wrap your head around that. Like think about that for a minute. Whatever, let's say your annual salary is $120,000, right? This company made $38 billion. That's like not even like 0.1% your salary. You know what I mean? Like if I doubled your salary, it wouldn't even show up it would show up as a rounding error on their books. That's how much money these people have. It's insane. So because of that, they're obviously a super juicy, super desirable, super hot target.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
So the vishing, they get them to share valuable information like creds, which can be used to facilitate data theft. Now, I am curious who if they're stealing from Salesforce with the intent of weaponizing that information, then attack victims, because Salesforce is basically a glorified CRM or customer resource manager. It's used for salespeople to do sales. It's used for other stuff now too, just like every other cloud platform tries to do all the things. Let's see what we're doing here. Oh, okay. Hold on. I see we have some graphics here. Social engineering call. They get user creds. Salesforce sends a connect code. They load an app. Okay, so here's the deal. I guess there's an app called Data Loader that allows you to import and export massive amounts of data as part of, the convenience that Salesforce is providing its community of users, so you can migrate into or out of the platform. So very cool use case, perfectly fine tool. Threat actors are using it to bolt it onto the side of your Salesforce instance and exfil all the data. So the way you should think about this is think about your car, okay? Your car is Salesforce, and the gasoline in your car is your data, okay? Basically, you can walk up and you can take a gas can, you can take a gas pump, and you can pour gas into your car, okay? That's you importing data into your Salesforce instance. And this is actually probably accurate. Most vendors don't want you to be able to export data out of their instance because they want to make it hard for you to migrate off platform. So you're pouring gas in, everything's good. This threat actor right here, you can buy a siphon. You can go to Walmart, buy a siphon, and siphon gas out of your own car. It's a pain in the A, but you can do it. Well, what these individuals are doing are going to Walmart, saying that they are Eric Taylor, being sold a siphon, then walking up to the car and siphoning out the gas or the data in this instance. I hope this makes sense. Obviously, there's an easy way to fix this. You need to either provide multi-factor authentication when you're hooking up this like side channel data loader application. You'd have to tighten up your help desk to be able to look for these attacks, and don't give out creds. Yeah. So anyways, Google Tag is on it. Of course, Salesforce, multi-billion-dollar company, which means these multi-billion-dollar companies, they have red phones that they can pick up and get directly to like the people they need to. Like Salesforce guy can pick up the phone and be like, "Hello, Google Tag. Yeah, I need you to do an investigation. Thanks so much." Right. Also, the graphic is watermarked with Mandiant. Mandiant is Google acquired Mandiant a few years ago, but Mandiant's like the big dog forensics investigation company or incident response company in the United States. So they're obviously involved with this. As far as you go, if your company's using Salesforce, you may want to look to see if somehow this data loader app has been bolted onto the side of your instance and data siphoned out, but I'm not exactly sure. I leave it to you as an exercise because it's definitely not going to be a simple, like, there's not a flag that's going to be easily queried to see if this happened to you or not.
Microsoft lends a hand to European governments. Microsoft launched a new program to offer free cybersecurity services to European governments in an effort to bolster their defenses. This program will include intelligence sharing on emerging threats and help with disrupting attacks already underway. The program will consist of 3 elements: increasing AI-based threat intelligence sharing with European governments, making investments to increase resilience to attacks, and expanding partnerships with governments to better detect and dismantle threat networks.
All right. So Microsoft's going to do something for free. Okay.
Straight cash, homie.
All right. Let's see. I'm sure there's some type of for-profit companies tend to not do things at a government level for free unless there's like I don't want to say quid pro quo, but like, hey, you remember when we did all that free stuff for you, friend? All right. So Microsoft's offering free of charge a cyber program to bolster their defenses. Okay, what does this mean? Yeah, Europe's getting hit. Mostly Western Europe, okay? I mean, Eastern Europe's involved in a conflict, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Romania, Belarus, Moldova, Ukraine, Russia. Like, it's more like Germany, Spain, Portugal, France, Ireland, UK are the ones getting hit. So what is this? Dude, okay, so I'm going to dig into the details here. I don't research or prep in advance, but like Microsoft's going to offer European governments a cybersecurity program. What does that mean? Like, this is great for the headline, right? Oh, way to go, Microsoft. Nice pub. But like, what does this actually mean, dude? All right, so I'm going to dig into it for us right now. Okay, so malicious use of AI. All right, deepfake, sure. This story is a nothing burger. I hate it, okay? Like, routers, you tell me how you guys say it. Routers. This is a bullcrap story. Oh, God, I hate this crap, dude. Like, if you are, like, I get it. Here's the deal. A lot of people just read the headline and then, like, generative AI make up the rest of this story in their mind. And then they can be like, oh, did you hear about Microsoft giving European governments free cyber? Oh, yeah, they're giving them Microsoft Defender. Oh, they're giving them Azure. Like, what? No, they're not. What are you talking about? Going beyond the headline, all this says, literally, all this says is that starting Wednesday, Microsoft's giving European governments a cyber program. And then all the rest of the story is just background. You know, Europe's been hit by a lot. People see this. The United States can help strengthen. AI is being used by threat actors. AI. None of this has anything to do. Oh, President Zelensky was deepfaked in 2022. This story is vapid. Ugh. As someone like, I hate this crap, dude. Stop it. It's annoying.
Lee Enterprises data breach impacts over 39,000. Back in February, the newspaper group Lee Enterprises suffered a data breach, triggering system outages across much of its network of publications. Now in a data breach notification with Maine's Attorney General, the company disclosed that the breach resulted in the loss of personally identifiable information on 39,779 individuals, although it was light on what this actually included. Lee never attributed the attack to a threat group, but the Quillen ransomware group took credit on its leak site, claiming to have stolen over 350 gigabytes of data.
All right, so Quillen ransomware, I've heard of them, like, which means nothing, right? Like, I'm not like the de facto, clearinghouse for ransomware threat actor credibility, but we've heard of them. Dude, they stole something like 400 gigs and they have 39,000 people's data. Spoiler alert, text data is not big. So 39,000 people, dude, I've had Excel spreadsheets with 39,000 rows in it. Like, that's not 500 gigs worth of data or whatever they said. So I don't know exactly what they stole, but they got more than, I assure you, they got more than 39,000 people worth of data. Maybe they got old PDFs of newspapers or something like that. Fun fact, it's a Tidbits Tuesday on a Thursday. When I was in college, I did work at the Daily Collegian, the University of Massachusetts daily news paper. I did layout, right? So the reporters would give the story. I would be a nerd at a computer doing the layout. A lot of fun. Shout out to the Collegian. I'd get off work at like 1 a.m. All right. Of course, Maine's Attorney General is in the mix here as why this information is being disclosed. Guys, I'm going up to New England for 2 months here in a week. I'll be near Maine. Like, part of me wants to drive up and like really give a proper high five to the Maine Attorney General. Like, keeping people honest here with the privacy and data breaches. Guys, this company, Lee Enterprises, it's a big publisher in a declining industry of paper media, and they got hit. Corporate VPNs were down, cloud storage was inaccessible, whatever. Basically, here's the deal. This story is old. They got hit a while ago. Two things I want to give you here as a practitioner. Number one, this is not transactional. You don't get hit with ransomware on a Thursday, clean it up on a Friday, and call it a day, and we'll start fresh next week, right? It can have long tails. It can have very lingering effects. Think of throwing a rock in a pond and those ripples that go out. You're still looking where the rock hit the water, and in reality, 65 feet away, there's still a ripple heading towards the coast. You know what I mean? This one, the financial impact, probably high. They definitely had to hire a third-party incident response firm to come in. I'm sure management at Lee Enterprises is already super pissed off that their industry is slowly declining, and then getting punched in the mouth with a cyber attack doesn't help also. So I'm just saying, if you're going to deal with a data breach, guys, you got to be mindful of emotional intelligence, right? You're dealing with people who are having their worst day ever that day. And yeah, it can suck. I mean, this is why, honestly, guys, this is why I get so passionate about the value of tabletop exercises, and why I get so angry when you're in a tabletop exercise and the management is in their phone effing around with email or something. It's like, dude, if you get punched in the mouth and you look like Dan Aykroyd in Switching Places? Oh my God. Great movie. Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. I think it's Trading Places. Yeah, Trading Places. 1983 film. So good. If you're going to, this is what you're looking like. Like, if this is what you want to look like, Mr. Business Executive, then fine. Get up in your cell phone. Don't pay attention to the tabletop exercise. But, like, let's be honest. No one wants that, all right? So, tabletop exercises, they can be your friend.
And now, thanks to today's episode sponsor, Conveyor. Ever wish you had a teammate that could handle the most annoying parts of customer security reviews? You know, chasing down SMEs for answers, updating systems, coordinating across teams, all the grunt work nobody wants to do. Plus, having to finish the dang questionnaire itself. Well, that teammate exists. Conveyor just launched Sue, the first AI agent for customer trust. Sue really is the dream teammate. She never misses a deadline, answers every customer request from sales, completes every questionnaire, and knocks out all the coordination in between. Sue handles it all, so you don't have to. Learn more at conveyor.com. That's CONVEYOR.com.
All right, let's go. Yeah, Eddie Murphy was great. Kills me. My 13-year-old son, I asked him the other day if he knew who Dave Chappelle was, and he said no. I almost fell over. Ugh. Simply Cyber community, I'd like to say good morning to you. Coffee cup cheers. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Travis, those are fighting words. Travis got up early to be here live. And then he just... You know what Travis just did? This is what Travis just did, okay? Travis just said Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Okay? This is what Travis just did right here. Travis got up early so he could be here live with us today. And then he's like, Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. Until we meet again. Ha 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 ha. This is Travis running down into the tunnel. All right. All right, guys. Hey, shout out and thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, Threatlocker, Delete Me, Antisyphon. Genuinely appreciate all that you do for the show, supporting us, being able so we can have the fun, do the Skeletor things. I don't have to guys, I've had to do podcasts before where I had a boss that dictated the policies and told me what I could and could not do. And you know what?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So thank you to the stream sponsors enabling me to be free. I gotta be me. All right, I did see someone here for the first time. If today's your first episode, holler at us in chat. I think I saw someone say, I'm here for the first time. Jake Conway, squad members, if you can, at Jake Conway. Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. Boom. All right. Yeah, Delete Me does work. Zemif, what guy are you talking? If you're being serious, Zemif, mods, we're asking for a ban here. Unless you're joking about the Die Hard stuff. All right, guys. Hey, every single day of the week has a special segment, and Thursdays has been for years What's Your Meme Thursday. Dan Reardon, a.k.a. the Haircut Fish. You can see this beautiful man right here on stream doing karaoke in Deadwood. He makes a custom meme. Now, some of you may be aware that I do the show, but Eric Taylor does pop on for Jawjacking periodically throughout the week. And last Tuesday, he shared at length his affinity for Super Mario. Dan Reardon took this for inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, your meme of the week. You'll notice Dan has been embedding himself as a Where's Waldo, so you can find him in the background as well. But yes, This is your Eric Taylor from Barricade Cyber Solutions, cutting it up on Mario Kart. Let's get our la 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 la's on, everybody. I love the point. The point's my favorite part of that graphic right there. All right, guys. Thanks for jokes, and thanks for the good times, and obviously Dan Reardon, thank you for continuing to deliver excellence every single Thursday. Let's sling back into the streams and finish strong, everybody.
Replay attacks bypass deepfake detection. A new paper from Resemble AI and a team of European academic researchers shows a new method for getting around existing audio deepfake detectors, dubbed a replay attack. This involves generating synthetic speech, playing it over.
Really quick, I'm sorry, but not sorry to interrupt the story. Just so everyone knows, Simply CyberCon 2025 is going to be in person in Charleston in November. And the way that I've laid out the conference, there is a huge multi-purpose chill-out room that will have a Nintendo Wii, at least for like Wii bowling, and we will be trying our best to implement a 4-person Mario Kart situation, so there can be a lot of trash talking and Mario Karting at Simply CyberCon. It's not just a cybersecurity conference, it's an experience.
For speakers and then re-recording it with actual background noise. On top-performing deepfake detection models, this approach increased error rates from 4.7% to 18.2%. Retraining the models based on a specific room tone helped a little, with an 11% error rate. The researchers believe this re-recording removes key artifacts that detection models rely on.
All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I got something for you. June 10th. Okay. All right, guys. Deepfakes is hot, right?
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Researchers are doing deepfake work, showing what can be done. Deepfakes, as you know, is like it looks like President Obama, but it's not President Obama. It looks like the CEO of Salesforce, but it's not. It looks like Taylor Swift, but it's not. These are what deepfakes are. And as we continue, dude, I'm serious, with AI, as we continue to blur the line between creative art and reality, it's becoming more and more difficult for the human eye to detect, and even more difficult for computers to detect, right? I've seen research on how computers do it. It's getting more and more difficult for that. With the audio, we've seen 11 labs. Like for me, for example, James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet, longtime community member, he gave a talk at Wild West Hackin' Fest Deadwood last year where he had sampled, because I do an 1.5-hour show every day. There is more than enough data of my voice to produce a real sounding deepfake of my voice saying whatever you want. And James actually put together an entire presentation on deepfake, and he used me as the target of that talk. So I know personally how very real the deepfake stuff is. Again, we haven't seen it disrupt elections or cause a complete lack of trust in our social systems, but it's coming. Replay attacks is what's going on here. Researchers used a set of recordings derived from something. And then what? They tested open source detection models to see what? So this isn't, I don't know. This doesn't really seem like a replay attack. I guess what they're doing is they're capturing audio and then they're splicing it up to play the audio. So instead of it being synthetically built, Oh, hold on. By generating synthetic speech playing and recording with background noise. Oh, so this is clever. So when you have 11 labs, right, and you put in my voice, this is really clever, by the way. But also, shout out to all the red teamers and offensive security people, because this is like one of those novel things that I wouldn't have thought of, but I respect it a lot. Here's the deal. You ask 11 labs to say, I'll take a large meatball sub, extra provolone cheese. But then you make it in the voice of Eric Taylor, and you get into his DoorDash account, and guess what? In 15 minutes, I got a meatball sub all the way coming to my house. Compliments of Eric Taylor. Well, the deepfake detection will tell, like, oh, this is produced in 11 labs. So what they're doing is they're recording it, and then they're using the audio as an A-roll, essentially, and then they're putting it into a recorder and adding an air conditioner noise or background. Honestly, guys, this is clever because it disrupts the detection capability. And if I had to guess, get ready. You squad members, if you're a squad member, get ready with the tinfoil hat Jerry emote. There we go. Here's my hot take on this one. And it's not very hot, but I wouldn't be surprised if solutions like 11 Labs or Whisper or any of these other text to audio solutions offered a toggle where you can just add that synthetic background noise. Oh, would you like to add airport background noise? Would you like to add train station background noise? Would you like to use air conditioner? Would you like to use busy cafe background noise? Like, why wouldn't they offer that? It's trivial for them to introduce it, and clearly people are into it, right? And if you're going to be, guys, think about the business model, okay? Like, I make YouTube content. I make all sorts of content. I see all these videos about you can have a completely automated YouTube channel with AI and automation, right? Just pumping out generated content. If I produce generated content and I want it to seem more believable, right? Like, I want background noise because I'm willing to pay for that, me being like a, token consumer, then the SaaS products are going to add that. So my hot take, they will offer this capability to include background noise. They already have channels on Spotify that do city noise, running water. Right now, if I played, like, literally, Casually Joseph has, like, low-key narcolepsy if he hears the pitter-patter of rain, right? So Casually Joseph, if he's talking and, like, you just want him to stop talking, you just play rain near him, and so interesting, and I don't think it needs to be an advanced technique. The fact that they call it replay attacks is kind of janky, since replay attacks has been kind of appropriated by replaying packets or reusing tokens and cookies and stuff.
Sakura RAT malware.
It's a trap!
Researchers at Sophos found a piece of malware hosted on GitHub called Sakura RAT. Initially, this appeared to be broken.
Did Sisto Series just, like, inject an Admiral Akbar sound effect? I didn't do that. That was them.
But the code included a pre-built event that downloads an additional backdoor while compiling. Tracing an email found embedded in the malware, the researchers discovered 133 additional repositories hosting other software with similar silent downloads, ranging from game cheats to hacking tools and crypto utilities. To give an illusion that these projects are actively maintained, the threat actors auto-generated commits with GitHub Actions, following a strict pattern across projects that shows significant coordination. The payloads varied from backdoors to async rat and Luma Stealer.
All right. Shout out to Rich Straffolino. That was a great Admiral Akbar use. All right. So there is a GitHub project called Sakura RAT, which is a remote access tool. I guess. Does GitHub not police their own GitHubs? Like, I mean, this isn't even subtle. Like, I mean, it's literally called RAT. That's like a category of malware. All right. So it had a pre-built event which silently downloaded additional malware. So I can't tell if this is malware that will infect the user of the malware or if this is just malware that enables the threat actors who are leveraging it to get extra capability. All I would say is two things. Number one, dude, you can't try, like, dude, just because it's a threat actor on threat actor action doesn't mean that they're not going to infect. And if you're some script kid trying to, like, infect your parents' computer so you can steal whatever, or you're going to, like, hack Fortnite and steal someone's V-Bucks or whatever, if you get popped by this malware and infect yourself, what are you going to do? You're going to tell your parents? You're going to call the police? Hey, I was trying to rob somebody and then I got robbed. I want justice. It's like, no, like we're going to arrest you also. So you don't really have a lot of outs. We do see this. We do see this from time to time, basically criminals. And again, guys, most cyber criminals, not most, but many cyber criminals are crimes of opportunity, and they're just trying to get paid. They don't care if they attack my Aunt Dorothea or they attack another surly cyber criminal. They don't give a crap. They just want to get that straight cash, homie, right?
Straight cash, homie.
You can see here, game cheats is more than half of the repositories are targeting game cheats. So educate your kids. My kid's 13. He's got a whole workstation. He's doing all sorts of things. He's been grinding on Fortnite. I guess they do like levels now or something like that. I don't know. He's like in his room all night, every night, grinding on Fortnite. So hacking tools, this is that space. Crypto, you're walking into a minefield if you're screwing around with crypto and downloading GitHub repos. So just be on the lookout. Educate your kids, educate your end users. The other thing I want to point out is that very clever, the threat actors, and this is something to note, the threat actors were automating GitHub commits. Okay, so when we look at, let me see if I can find what's a popular GitHub here. I don't know. This one defaulted port spoof. So this is one that I was looking at, I suppose, recently. Port spoof, it enhances operating system security through a set of techniques. Basically, this seems almost like a honeypot type thing. I forget why I was looking at this. The commits are really old though, but let's look at the hold on. Where do you see the commit schedule really quick? Okay, see this? See what you're looking at? Do you see how this developer has only made 7 commits in the last year? So they've only updated code 7 times in the last year. So you can see this right here. Now, if you were to look at this, you might think, hey, like this isn't a supported repository, seems a little dodgy, right? So if you're a criminal and you just upload some malware to GitHub and call it, whatever, crypto miner, or not whatever, Fortnite hacks, but there's only 1 commit, that's an indicator that this is dodgy. So what they're doing is they're using automation to make tons of commits, which means this thing's lit up like a Christmas tree, and it looks like a supported project, right? That's what's up with that. I wish I knew like I don't have like a good, I guess maybe this one. This is the rubber ducky one that I was doing. Yeah, you can see this one's got a little bit more activity. Anyways, it's just a way. It's no different than a threat actor taking a like a LinkedIn page or a fake Twitter account and then posting a ton of crap to it just so it doesn't look like a fresh account. You know what I'm saying?
Booking.com, Booking.spoofed. Researchers at Cofense Intelligence spotted a phishing campaign spoofing Booking.com that had been active since at least November 2024. This campaign emails hotel staff, asking them to respond to guest-related queries, often with time-sensitive lures. These messages use ClickFix to pose as a CAPTCHA, ultimately being used to start a malware download and install a RAT or info stealer. The researchers also found the campaign used cookie consent banners and Cloudflare-style site walls as another means to use ClickFix to download a payload.
All right. Booking.com actually got spoofed a couple years ago, and it was like a big thing, right? Hold on. I wonder if I can... Yeah, let me see. See, it's kind of polluted. Oh, it was November of 2024. Krebs on security. Brian Krebs did one. Booking.com fishes may leave you with reservations. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously this site is a major one. I personally don't use it, but that doesn't mean crap. And the attack technique here is emails are sent to regular people pretending to be Booking.com. Okay, so Booking.com is a broker between hotels and people making reservations, kind of like Airbnb, I suppose, or Vrbo. The emails are being sent to hotel staff who are designed to help guests, right? It's a hospitality industry. And the people get the email, and then that's the phishing email. They're going to complete a CAPTCHA, which then will download malware. This is part of the ClickFix campaign that Luma InfoStealer has been rampant with the last couple weeks. Luma has kind of fallen off a little bit because law enforcement disrupted their infrastructure, but still, it's the ClickFix is the whole thing. ClickFix, this is the one. Guys, educate your end users. They should not be hitting Windows key R and opening a run box. If you can, disable it in your environment. That'll help tap down that type of attack. And if you can't, educate your end users. Basically, the threat actors put PowerShell on the clipboard automatically and then trick an end user to dump it into start run. Yep. So this is, dude, this is phishing email 101. I've said this a lot lately. You can either scare somebody or you can incentivize somebody. Threats of reputational damage. Hey, this guest wants to know why they don't have towels in their room. If you don't respond in 24 hours, we're going to write you up as a crappy hotel. Oh no, I don't want that. Boom. Compromised. Fabricated guest reservations wanting early check-in or special amenities. Hi, I'm going to be there 2 hours early because my flight changed. I absolutely want 30 green M&Ms in my room and a hot bath poured. If it's not there, I'm going to spam you. I'm an important person. You feel me? Oh no, I definitely don't want that to happen. Let me click on this ClickFix. Compromised, right? Yep, here we go. They have these... This is just basically a debrief on what I said about the ClickFix attack. This is very, very hot, frankly.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Priceless Pancake says, do they need admin access for running that command? I do not think that they need admin access, but they could. Unfortunately, guys, at least in my experience, not all organizations... Like sometimes the user has admin access to their own box, right? Sometimes everybody's got the same access. I'm not sure. I don't have the telemetry. I know Casually Joseph has been working these quite a bit with Unit 42. Eric Taylor's going to be coming up for Jawjacking. He might. Eric, can you nod or shake your head one way or the other? Do you know if with these ClickFix attacks, if an end user has, non-privileged access to the box when they run the PowerShell command? It depends. So it depends on what the PowerShell command is trying to do. If it's just reaching out to a, what is it? IEX, INET, or XML, HTTP, whatever it is. Like if it's doing just reaching out and pulling something down, it probably can. The ClickFix is real though. In fact, ClickFix is so real, if you will, that if you're interviewing for jobs, right now, especially if you're interviewing for SOC analyst jobs, understanding how ClickFix attacks work would be a massive, massive value for you. Because if you're interviewing for blue team jobs, SOC analyst, detection engineer, whatever it is, they're literally dealing with ClickFix right now. Like their day in and day out has got ClickFix involved in it. So if you talk about ClickFix in the interview, they're going to be like, oh, this guy gets it. Oh, this lady knows what's going on. Trust me, that is going to be a hot one worth investing 20 minutes into understanding.
FBI warns about NFT scheme. A new advisory from the FBI warns about a new NFT airdrop scheme operating on the Hedera Hashgraph network. Threat actors target victims by sending unsolicited NFTs to a wallet, along with memos asking them to click a URL to claim a reward, but instead sends them to a phishing page that asks for a wallet seed phrase or passwords. This campaign also uses standard phishing emails, social media ads, and fake sites to draw in victims. The FBI advises verifying any NFT drops from official sources rather than just emails. And if you're not familiar, Hashgraph is a next-generation distributed ledger introduced in 2018, similar to a blockchain, but based on an entirely different protocol aimed at speed, scale, and energy efficiency.
All right. You don't see this very often, but I do want to I do want to bring up, since we're talking NFTs, airdrop is basically a near field transmission protocol. Essentially, if you've ever met someone at a conference and you shared contact information, the little docking station thing that iPhones do now, that's using essentially NFC or airdrop protocol. Airdrop is basically NFC, except Apple loves doing Apple things, so they have their own thing. So essentially what happens is, say I'm on a train, okay? And then I will just airdrop an NFT, and it looks like, hey, somebody is trying to send you this graphic, this NFT. Do you want to accept it? Well, curiosity, which killed the cat, curiosity is like, sure, what's the harm in this? They get the NFT, and then now, something is dropped on the device, right? I want to see. Hold on, I want to see how the attack works. Because just because I send you an NFT doesn't mean that I instantly pwn your phone. So they say, click on a URL to claim the reward. Okay, so basically that's the fish. They send you an NFT, but they say in order to claim it, claim ownership of it, you do have to use... Oh, so airdrop uses Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Thanks, Code Brew. In order to get it, you have to basically connect your wallet, right? So you can own the NFT. And when you do that, that's when the attack actually begins happening. Here's my TLDR. The fact that you think that you would be in an elevator and just receive a free NFT is so ridiculous and preposterous. Also, what are we doing here? Are people who are into the crypto NFT space just not paying attention? It's not a free gift. Now, I will say I could see this being more effective, not to on people, but I could see this being very effective at cybersecurity conferences or IT conferences or heck, Web3 conferences. Imagine if you were at CES, right? Or one of these big tech conferences, and you're walking around the vendor floor and all of a sudden you get airdropped. This could look like kind of a guerrilla marketing campaign. And ooh, you get in on, hey, you're one of 100 people who are going to receive this exclusive NFT. And you'll be able to use it to get a PlayStation 5 at the CrowdStrike booth or whatever. Who cares? You get $1 million at the Sentinel-1 booth. Who gives a crap? It's all fake. It's all a scam, right? And people just scoop it up, and then boom. Once they try to connect it to their wallet, they're pwned. Now, really quickly, in full disclosure, I just want to provide this to everybody. This is the Cunning Wolf Society. Back in 2022... or 2021, I think. I actually did purchase 2 NFTs. I was trying to understand what the heck this NFT thing was. So I bought 2 of them, lost all the money on it, right? You can see my name's right here. And I definitely got a rug pull. I was not trying to make money. So let's not be mistaken. I was just trying to understand what the heck this friggin' NFT crypto Web3 thing was. When I found out, I wish I could show you because it definitely was a rug pull. It was hot at the beginning and then absolutely not hot. It's worth $5 right now. I think I paid $400 for it, like a complete dumbass. $5. So to me, it's not about the $5. This guy right here, this is a visual representation of me understanding what NFTs are. So there we go. This is my cunning wolf. All right, let's crack. All right, great show, everybody. Episode 892 has been hot. I want to remind everybody that we're going to be doing Jawjacking. Eric Taylor is teed up in the green room. He's going to come in and answer all your cybersecurity questions, so drop them in chat with a Q. I want to let everybody know, if you did like that deepfake detection story, Perry Carpenter is a leading expert on AI and deepfakes, okay? Perry Carpenter. And he's actually going to be coming on June 10th on to Simply Cyber. The Simply Cyber Academy has started a Lunch and Learn series. It's a 1-hour workshop twice a month. It is free to attend, and you're guaranteed to walk away with practical skills. He's coming on June 10th to show you how to do deepfakes, basically, but really more so you can protect yourself and defend from them. At 9:30 a.m., so at the bottom of the hour, we've got Cybersecurity Mentors podcast coming up. So it's Jawjacking in a minute, then at 9:30, Cybersecurity Mentors podcast. And this is a great topic. They're going to be talking about whether a mentor or coach can really help you, right? There's a lot of these charlatans running around in our industry right now, offering to sell you mentorship for $800 an hour, some stupid They're going to dive into all that and more. And then, guys, I really want you to come by tonight at 4:30 p.m. Mick Baccio is going to be my guest on Simply Cyber Firesides. This guy, I don't know if you've heard of this guy, a very rare treat. This guy is awesome. He is interesting. He's got really, really deep industry experience, hot takes. He's a global cybersecurity advisor at Cisco, but he's also been a DEF CON goon for 12 years in a row. He is got really hot takes. I met him at RSA. We instantly high-fived, and super, super excited to get to know him a bit better. I hope you can come out and meet him as well. Bring your questions, leave with answers and satisfaction. Take care, Priceless Pancake. Be well. Guys, do me a favor. Have a great day. I'll see you guys. If you're in the PBCC course, today's the final day. We're going strong. Super pumped for those students. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere because we're going to get jawjacking. Let's go. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Good day, everybody. Before we get started with Jawjacking, I need to put something to bed once and freaking for all. And we're going to hear it from Bruce Willis himself. Stick around, because I promise this is going to be good.
I did this roast for one reason and for one reason only: to settle something once and for all. Now, please listen very carefully. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a goddamn Bruce Willis movie.
All right. Sorry for the GD. I don't personally prefer it. I don't have a bleeper. But it is once and for all settled. I don't care what Dr. Gerald says. It's not Bruce Willis' decision. It very much is. He is the star in there, and he can dictate if it is a Christmas movie or not. So once and for all, timestamp this, refer to it. I'll even put the link to the URL so you can be able to enjoy this and be able to prove everybody wrong in the future. Die Hard, while it came out during the Christmas time, it is not a Christmas movie. Stop it with the madness. All right. Let's do some music. And while we're here, those who don't know, if you're first time, you haven't seen me, my name is Eric Taylor. I'm the Chief Forensic Operator and owner here at Barricade Cyber. And I have the great honor to be here currently 2 times a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays to do this segment called Jawjacking, where you literally can ask me anything you want, and I'll do my best to answer it, except for GRC, which I trash every day because nobody listens to it. And I think it's much like the federal government. I think it's a big complete waste of my time. Anyway, on with, while I'll get ready to talk about something that we pushed out. If you have not seen it, if you have questions, make sure you drop the Q mark in the chat, so that way I can quickly find your question. And I am much more of a technical person than Dr. Gerald Auger, so I'm happy to get into the weeds and talk about things at extreme nauseum and be able to make your head hurt, and go from there. If you had not seen what I posted on LinkedIn the other day, we've been having a lot of problems with third-party vendors, I would say, about patching. There's a lot of companies out there that's offering it and all this other stuff, and a lot of them just really suck, unfortunately. And I'll post this here in the chat as well. So I came out and put this tool out here. So everybody, it's literally the community edition. Let me actually minimize myself, where you can go in here and take a look at, this PowerShell command that's leveraging other PowerShell commandlets. It is for the newer OSs. We do have logging that's being stored in there, plus it does write to the Windows event log. It tries to clean up the old versions of PowerShell modules and things of that nature. There is 2 links here. So you can download the exe, you can download or you can download the PowerShell version here. You can download the unsigned exe here. It's a full freaking walkthrough on how everything is. Screenshot of, looking in your application and being able to see, patch management, things of that nature. And here is the complete raw code. You can literally click here and click on copy code. Feel free to modify it to your specific needs. If you want to be able to generate the unsigned exe after your stuff and you don't know how to, we show you how to do that. If you want to digitally sign your exe and some troubleshooting, and of course, legal always has to get in there. Use at your own risk. We've been using this for a while. We haven't seen any problems, but you just never know what you're going to see out there in the wild. So definitely check that out. If you're having problems with your patching, you're having third-party tools that are just not cutting the mustard. We've gone through a lot of them and trying to help our clients go through some of them, and they're just falling flat on their face. And that tool is not an end-all be-all, right? So the one thing to note out on this one, because if you've been in IT for a while, you know that, be quiet. You know that, Microsoft will pull patches, right? So we built logic in here. 2 things that I thought was really key. It installs Windows updates older than 20 days. So it gives time for the community and Microsoft to find potential bad patches and pull those patches, things of that nature. And it will configure a reboot at 2 a.m. the next following morning. And a lot of our clients are pushing this out through their EDR. We're pushing out in blitz patches, because the other side of it's like, oh, we'll go ahead and push this out and it'll just be pending reboot, but the reboot will happen weeks later and you're still trying to patch. So, having that scheduled reboot at 2 a.m. does definitely help, as long as the workstation is on. So definitely try it out on your Windows 10 and 11 devices before migrating it over to the servers, and kind of go from there, right? So hopefully that will be of benefit to some folks out there. I was looking at the numbers last night, and there was 185 downloads of the exe and PowerShell module between both of them. We're using Cloudflare R2, so we just see the total downloads. We don't see like how many of each version people downloaded, but it's whatever, right? So it's getting some traction out there, waiting for some feedback. So if you try it out and have any feedback is, hey, this thing's great, no, or hey, this thing's got a problem with it, or, you know, we'd like to see this or that or whatever, you know, if it's something that we could be able to implement easily, we'll consider that. So definitely, again, try it out. I do know some of our clients have asked, you know, if we're going to do a paid version of this. You know, we're probably going to do one for some clients. Definitely going to do one for our post remediation. So if you've been hit by an incident, as part of our remediation efforts, we're going to have one where it could go through, and not only that, but some paid tools that we use just to help round out the whole patching topic. So that's kind of what we're going to do. There was a comment earlier about the click fix, and we'll talk about that. Oh yeah, I see right here from Tanguang Gong. Does PowerShell object-oriented have object-oriented programming? Yes, Taiwan Gong. PowerShell does have object-oriented programming, very, very much so. So Gabriel's asking about it. Can you please explain the quick fix attack technique procedures on how to defend such? Sure. So Jerry was asking, you know, can normal users be able to, you know, execute the click fix? Absolutely. Unfortunately, they can be able to do that. A lot of times it will do a UAC, user access control prompt, that the user will just click and allow, and then, you know, they're pwned. And then that's why you get the whole step of part of the kill chain for that is privilege escalation, is trying to get to a domain admin. The way to mitigate that particular vulnerability is stop allowing users that are non-admin to have the ability to run PowerShell, and disabling PowerShell version 2.0. So that way you don't have the backward capability and logging PowerShell commands. So those 3 things. Stop letting normal users run PowerShell. Log PowerShell, because it's not turned on by default. I can guarantee you that. And disabling PowerShell version 2.0 for an overall security. Sorry, I'm getting pinged desperately on something. I think it's just trash. Ooh, that is actually an issue. Bear with me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff, put in Scout, what's EDR? Scout, is that a serious question or no? I don't want to beat you up. I'm trying to make sure if you're just being sarcastic or... won't most EDR solutions kill and stop it anyway? CrowdStrike, for instance, yes. CrowdStrike, from the way we have CrowdStrike configured for our clients, it definitely kills that click fix. If you're talking about the patching, no, CrowdStrike does not block the patching tool. And we didn't have to set exclusions on that for our clients. Yes, Scout, we can see you. You see him? Yeah. Oh, it was a serious question? Okay. That's why I like that. So I do my best not to ever make assumptions. Then I almost made an assumption there. But yeah, EDR is endpoint detect and response. Or endpoint detection and response. Whoever you talk to. Both are well accepted. Types of EDRs are CrowdStrike, SentinelOne, oh, what's that one that Veeam bought that I almost hear nothing? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name that the EDR that Veeam bought and is pretty much destroyed. I can't remember. But Sophos has an EDR, but I think you have to be using their firewalls. So hopefully that answers your question. Carbon Black. That was it. Did Cyber Reason buy up Carbon Black? I mean, I know Cyber Reason has their own EDR tool. I'm looking here. Or are you just saying both of those? Cyber Reason and Carbon Black, now Broadcom's enterprise security group, are both prominent player. Oh, fudge. When did Cyber Reason get bought up? Unless this thing is just... Oh, that looks like it's just a BS site. No, that's asking questions. I'm seeing it come through the chat. I'm just doing a little research. Yeah, because I know Arctic Wolf bought somebody up not too long ago as well to help advance their EDR. I'll have to look into that. Okay. Broadcom destroys everything. I really don't like Broadcom anymore. Question. So a software that monitors the user for passengers. I don't understand your question, Scout. Can you rephrase that, please? From Brian O, would you recommend first-timers with no experience attend Simply CyberCon? Is it too intimidating for newbies? Brian, hell no. It's not too intimidating. No, definitely come, dude. Dude, come. You know, I would say for newbies and even some of the veterans, right? Because we get together and hang out and talk shop and all that stuff. But your local B-sides, Simply CyberCon, and all the conferences that Black Hills does. So that would be my 3 conferences I would recommend for you, Bryant. But yeah, absolutely, definitely come. I am considering, even because I'm local to it, and we typically have helped sponsored it in the past or last year. I don't know if we're sponsoring it again this year or not. Jerry and I have not even talked about that at all. He may have already got enough sponsors that he doesn't need my pettiness all up in the grill there, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. But I'm considering getting a a smoker that I could pull with the truck and smoke some meat. Maybe do a bunch of barbecue, pulled pork barbecue or something. We'll see how it goes. Because I got a really good hash recipe. So you you smoke the pulled pork, let that rest for about 3 hours, and then infuse that a lot of the pulled pork into the hash. So you get some rice, you get some hash, you get pulled pork sandwiches. We'll have homemade slaw. So you just kind of got the fixing there, and maybe a veggie of like some corn or something, or some homemade baked beans, or my mac and cheese or something. I don't know. Might get real expensive real quick, but we'll see how it goes. From James, those who are looking, see how all these users these viewers are putting the Q colon. That's how I can find you. So please make sure you're doing that. I am switching careers with no IT experience. Just completed a boot camp and passed the Security Plus. Congratulations. I'm looking to do some project simulations. Should I start applying? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, James. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going ahead and start applying for stuff. I mean, you're showing competency with at least the certifications. Definitely start applying. Start getting that real world experience that you're going to need to be able to really advance in your career. From Slayer Alex 03, any advice for my first over the phone interview for a detection engineer? I'm thinking. I didn't freeze up. I'm just thinking. The one question I always like to ask, and I'm going to spin it a little bit to apply to you, is ask the interviewer something along the lines of, I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase it. Sorry, I'm really struggling with the right way to phrase this thing. Along the lines of, for this role, what does a typical day look like? Yeah. And follow up with it on saying, what does success look like in this role? So not only are you seeing what you're going to do day to day for this particular organization, because a detection engineer may be different across 5 different companies, right? A smaller company, you might be looking at detections as they come in, but they don't get a lot. So you're going to be filling in for certain departments, maybe doing ad hoc IT work or network admin stuff, but seeing that, and then like what's going to make them happy for the second question, what's going to make them happy and help you advance in that career with that organization. So you kind of know what you're getting into and, how to exceed at that role. Chris says, in what areas is SQL used in security? Would it be good language to learn at entry level? So SQL, I'm having such a bad ADHD moment this morning. I cannot remember if, no, it's not. Okay, so we'll take it a step back, because you got SQL, SQL query language. We're going to remove SQL. Okay, so just QL, query language. And this is kind of where I was kind of going with in my head. No matter if you're using CrowdStrike's log scale, if you're using Graylog, if you're using Elk, or whatever flavor that you're using, they're going to have a query language in it, and all of them are different, unfortunately. But knowing the concept of putting together join commands, filtering commands, things of that nature are universal for the most part. It may be a different term depending on the query language, but the overall premise will be there no matter which one you're using. So yes, absolutely, learning a query language as a whole is definitely a good thing to do as an entry level. It's going to show a lot of initiative to be able to advance. Hopefully that answered your question. What offset smokers are you looking at, Travis? I haven't picked on anyone. I'm trying to figure out how big of a one I would need and how often I would use it. I wouldn't want anything small that's a single axle, because you're not going to be able to go very fast down the interstate with it. Without it trying to like bounce and hop and just do all the goofiness that it does. So I'm definitely looking at a larger one that's a dual axle. It'll probably be at least a 55-gallon one, I would imagine. I don't know, maybe a little something smaller. But that's kind of where I'm leaning to. Right now, I'm just considering to see if I can rent one for a weekend or something like that. That way I can be able to use it for the one-off events. You know, the house I live in now is very much a downsized house. So, you know, space is very limited. So I don't really have a spot to store it. So I'm really considering that. It's like, okay, well, I have to put this thing at a storage facility like you do your boats and stuff like that, but you don't have the space to store a boat. So it was kind of some of the things I'm going through in my mind right now. But Travis, as I get closer, I will let the community know and see what kind of resonates there. Let me pull up mod chat. I'm not seeing any questions in mod chat. I think I've got all the questions answered. Knowing how to interact effectively, structured data is a key skill. SQL is cross-domain use. Yeah. Uh-oh, the illustrious Kathy Chambers in chat. All right, Joe. I'll give it a moment, but I'm not seeing. Scout, what's Rufus? Rufus is a tool to create a bootable USB drive off of an ISO. So like you'll download like a Windows ISO image that could be termed bootable, and you use that tool to convert that ISO over to a bootable USB drive so you can install Windows on a new machine. Couldn't you store it at Joseph's house? I mean, he does have a bigger garage than even I do. I'm sure I could help fill that garage up. Most interesting book you've ever read? I don't know, John. I honestly don't know. I'm way behind on my book reading or my my Audible account. I'm just looking at the books that I have over here, and they're all tech books. There's nothing really. Yeah. I have to think about that a little bit, John. All right, y'all. I think we are pretty caught up. No real questions are really pouring in here. Just kind of scrolling through. I think I've got everything. And I do have the situation that popped up a little bit earlier that I'm going to have to go talk to a client about. So anyway, thank y'all all for tuning in. I will try to join the panel tomorrow. I know my Friday's been kind of a little busy with a bunch of admin work, so but I will do my best to try to join in tomorrow's Jawjacking session. Oh, it is? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Copy link. So we do have we are stepping all over the premiere of the Cyber Mentors podcast. I just posted it in here. If Jerry has this thing set up, then as soon as I end the stream, it will go over to that. But if you want to jump over there right now, they are definitely a couple minutes into it. And kind of go there. Thank y'all so much, mod team, for letting me know. Let me shut up now. Let me play the sea shanty. You know, because there's a premiere, I'm not going to play that this time. We're just going to do Dr. Gerald Auzer's closeout notes and kill the stream so y'all can go over. Take care, all.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.